The vinyl prepping is well underway. Yeah, we're just trying to get this body smooth and ready for the vinyl. That way there are no imperfections when I lay it down smooth, and we'll be looking professional. Okay, we're back in the garage today, and I'm getting ready to spray over my bare metal spots. You know, the couple areas that I showed you already. But I was actually in the process of getting off this this roof rail, or roof rack rail. It's not too hard to get off. You just have to be gentle. That way you don't break any of the clips. A lot of them are very brittle at this point in the car's life. I started out from the front here, popped up this little clip there, then it started to expose these little black clips. Also found a lot of interesting debris under the rail. You have an assortment of these black clips that go along the whole rail. I think there's 6 of them. And they kind of just hook into, ew, gross. They kind of hook into these notches. You can see on the underside here. I'd pry on both sides towards the hood. That way it would unlock it from the little stud there. So just be really gentle on it. These things are very prone to breaking. But I got lucky and didn't break any of them because I took my time and I kind of knew what to look for already. So after you get about 6 of those black ones kind of slid out of the peg, you work your way down to this one. I mean, look at this stuff that's in here. That's just disgusting. I doubt this has ever been off in the car's life, but yeah, you're going to find some debris under there for sure. But there's a couple clips on the back side, right near the window, and these ones are kind of funny. Pretty much just wiggle out the clips. I have this cool set of trim removal tools. Very helpful. I highly recommend it on Amazon. It's a whole kit of all different kinds. Definitely is helping me out. Anyways, yep, I just went along each clip and kind of pried up with one side and then kind of grabbed the other side and wiggled until it popped up. Gently pry, pull up until eventually all 4 of them will pop out. Now you know how to do it. So now it's your turn. Try it out. Try not to break anything. Alright, see ya. Getting ready to shoot our self-etching primer now. Kind of got the area masked off, and we're gonna hit some of these bare metal spots. Be sure to always spray paint in a well-ventilated area. Yeah. Do as I say, not as I do. If I can get the cap off. There we go. Okay, so there's my first light coat. So we're gonna let it dry, check it out, see what's next. So apparently this stuff dries in 2 minutes before you can apply your next coat. So I think I'm gonna go on ahead and just focus on the main areas. I probably should have masked off each area individually. That way I don't have all this overspray everywhere. But again, it's gonna be covered up with wrap, so it's not that big of a deal. Okay, on to the next coat. Don't forget to shake your can vigorously in between coats. Keep everything mixed up well. Get your gas mask on. We're good. Test spray. Done. Retreat to fresh air. Alright, let's take a quick look at the job over here. Same old, same old. Got that self-etching primer looking prime. Pretty good. You can see the spots exactly where the bare metal is showing. And again here. Probably do one more coat of this and then switch over to the sandable primer. So it's actually going to start building up a layer. That way I can start to sand it smooth and hopefully get rid of some of the divots, some of the low spots. But we'll see. It's obviously my first time using any of these products. But so far so good. You know, you got to learn sometime. It's the first time for everything, so I'm taking you guys with me. I think I'm gonna wait maybe 30 minutes before starting on the filler and sandable primer. So I just want to make sure that the etching primer is all cured and ready. While I'm already at it using the self-etching primer, I went on ahead to another area of the car and got this part kind of masked off a little bit. What I did was kind of lay the newspaper over the spot and tore a hole right in the area that I need to work on. Unlike this situation up here. But still, we're gonna primer over it, we're gonna sand it. It's not gonna be a big deal. But if I do happen to drive my car before my project's done, it may look a little funny, but who cares? It's a work in progress. I just cleaned the surface with rubbing alcohol. We're getting it prepped, so I'm gonna shoot this little area real quick. You know, might as well. I'll probably just continue that process around the car for any spots that need the etching primer. And yeah, here we go. That's it, just a quick coat. That's all you need. And again, that's it. We've got another little spot on the hood I need to shoot. A little bit of bare metal showing. And hit it with that self-etching primer. Okay, back to this side. I'm gonna pull off the masking paper now. Very carefully. Thought I missed a spot, but we're good. Now we should be able to... Nice. So I'm just mainly focusing on the low areas where the bare metal was showing. My plan is to just build it up coat after coat and then come back tomorrow and give it a good sanding. Hopefully everything will be smooth and uniform. And we'll be one step closer to this wrap. Feels like I'm never going to get to the point of wrapping. Like 95% of it is all prep. I'm having my fun. See, directions really quick. Blah 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 blah. Little light coat there. Little light coat here. Oh yeah, don't forget about your gas mask. Little light coat here. The goal is to build up the layers, that way you can come back and sand it. We'll let that sit for a couple minutes, come back, check it out, start building up more areas as needed. Okay, a couple minutes have gone past and it's looking pretty good, but we're just going to keep building those layers up. Kind of see a little bit of divot there, but I definitely can also see it starting to fill in the imperfections. I think this is the third, maybe fourth coat, just light coats, slowly building up the layers. Okay, about an hour has passed since I did the last coat. Everything's nice and smooth. Still feel a little divot, but you know, it's not going to be perfect unless I go on ahead and Bondo it and deal with all that. But so I pretty much accomplished my main goal, and that was to cover up the bare metal / rusted areas. The fillable sandable primer actually did fill in a couple little cracks. I don't see those anymore, so that's some good news there. But again, it's not going to be perfect. I mean, I could go through all this prep and just screw the heck out of vinyl wrapping it. I may be wasting my time. Maybe not. We'll see. I hope not. It's a lot of work. But anyways, yeah, we got the primer on. I'm kind of skeptical about leaving this blue tape on cars. I don't know, I should be using maybe automotive tape. I think it's the green stuff. I think the blue is safer than the white tape, but not as safe as the green tape. But who knows? I don't know. We're learning. We're living and learning. Little divot there. I mean, I can live with this. This is perfect. I mean, I'm gonna spend all this time on my paint, and the next thing you know, my motor can blow, and then boom. I got a cool looking car, but it don't go nowhere. And next we're gonna start tackling this side. Just start to cover up some of this exposed metal just like we did on the other side. It's very minor on this side. There's no big areas. But yeah, actually I can show you these cracks. These are the cracks that were on the other side. Can't feel them with your finger, but you know, visually you can see them. So I'm sure you could just wrap over that with no issues, with no interruptions. But I liked how the primer covered it up that way you couldn't see it. It might potentially save it from cracking, you know, any further after you put the wrap on. It's definitely a bunch of imperfections on this car, but you know, it's not going to be perfect. Still trying to figure out what I'm going to do about these holes. That's going to be another day, another video. So I'm just worrying about one thing at a time right now. So one thing at a time. Just got to remember one thing at a time. See how good my masking job was. This is the moment of truth. Look at those edges. Look at that edge right there. It's pretty satisfying doing this. So I really did build up a couple layers. That way I can sand this smooth again and make it more, you know, uniform with the rest of the finish here. So that's good news. No overspray on my window. Looks very unique, you know. I kind of like this look. Yeah, let's unpeel this too. Why not? There you have it. Hey, what's going on, guys? Well, it's the next day, and the primer and everything is all cured at this point. So here's a look at what it looks like now. I am gonna do a 320 grit sand on this, just a dry sand. So I'm gonna get the sanding and smooth up the area a little bit. So here we go. I stopped by AutoZone and picked up a couple of these sanding blocks. I got a 320, 400, and also a 180 just to have another one. So yeah, these definitely save you. Very convenient. You don't have to mess around with the sandpaper coming off the sanding block. This is a sponge type, so you can kind of get into crevices and it's easier to work with. So highly recommend the sanding sponge. I kind of started doing it a little bit this morning. There was a little lip here where the sandable primer was. So I'm just trying to break down that little wall and make sure it's all flush and smooth. So here we go. This is my 320 block. Just gonna lightly start to sand. And you obviously don't want to expose the bare metal areas again. Be sure not to sand deeper than you need to. Someone's getting their grass cut across the street. So I'm just kind of just breaking down that lip, just contouring everything, if that's a word in the auto body industry. I guess it's called feathering the edge. That way it just kind of blends in. But again, I'm learning right here as I go. I'm just deciding to film it and show you guys that pretty much anyone can do it. I could probably go a little more aggressive on the grit, but again, I'm kind of skeptical. I'm being extra precautious. I don't want to sand through more layers than I need to. So I'm just trying to feather the edge, make it blend in with the rest of the car. So I'm gonna do that and I'll show you guys how it looks. So I've come to the realization that it's not gonna be perfect. It just simply is not gonna be perfect. So my expectations are too high and I need to let it go and just know that it's not gonna be just flawless, you know? This old car, it's got a lot of bumps and bruises. So some of these dings and dents are, you know, acceptable. If I look at it any longer, I'm gonna wanna bondo the holes and just make it perfect. So I have to move on to another part of the car or else it's gonna drive me nuts. Okay, on to the other side. I'm gonna hit this spot right here. I'm gonna sand down the fillable, sandable primer. Trying to, I guess, etch it in, right? When you're trying to create a smooth edge or all around. This is 400 grit sandpaper, by the way. So just make it look like it's supposed to be there. Once you can't feel any of the edges, you have done your job. Alright, we're just shaking up the primer right now. We got some of our spots masked off. We're gonna hit this spot here. and a couple spots along the rail. Just a couple small spots, but gotta shake the can real good before we get started. Self-etching primer. Just the bare metal spots. Gas mask on? That's it for this primer. Grit, starting now. Go for a wet sand, huh? Never tried to wet sand this primer yet. Way too nice for a wrap, that's what it is. Way too qualified for a wrap. Very nice, very nice. A little spot here. Nice, 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 nice.